the Chancellor, and the Visitor. The 6th Division is led by the Mace Bearer. Please remain standing while the procession moves into the hall. Please remain standing. Please remain standing while we take the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, closely followed by the Kwasu anthem. National anthem, please.
A great institution, the citadel of learning, immolated with skills, innovation, and integrity. We will expand the frontiers of knowledge. In harmony, we shall obtain the peak of scholarship, the inspiration, and inspiration, we will be empowered. Developing our community and advancing humanity. Developing our community and advancing humanity. Kwasu, Kwasu, your seeds shall ever sing your praise. Kwasu, Kwasu, your seeds shall ever sing.
The assembly may take their seats. Distinguished audience, you are welcome to the 6th Convocation Ceremony of Kwara State University, Malete, the University for Community Development, the university with zero tolerance for indiscipline, the university with the most stable academic calendar in Nigeria. I wish to recognize the presence of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State, and visitor to Kwara State University, Alhaji Dr. Abdul Fattah Ahmed, ably represented by the head of service of this great state, Mrs. Oluwole Susan. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kwara State, Elder Peter Kishira. Your Excellency, former Governor of Kwara State and founding visitor, and President, Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your Excellencies, former President and Heads of State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Minister of Finance, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and Heads of Diplomatic Missions, Honorable Speaker, Kwara State House of Assembly, members of the Kwara State Executive Council, the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Chancellor, Kwara State University, Professor Ibrahim Agbola Gambari, CFR, Acting Chairman of Council, Kwara State University, the Vice Chancellor, Kwara State University, Malete, the Emir of Ilorin, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Zulu Gambari, other Royal Highnesses, my Lords, spiritual and temporal, members of Council, Kwara State University, visiting Vice Chancellors, Presidents, Rectors, and Executive Officers of other universities, Principal Officers of the University, Provosts of all colleges of the University, members of Senate, Chairmen and Chairpersons of local government areas of Kwara State, members of the university community, distinguished guests, special invitees, friends of the university, media executives and representatives, ladies and gentlemen, Kwasu alumni presidents, and all alumni here present, and most importantly, the graduating students of today, the families and friends. I welcome you to this great occasion, and to kickstart the events proper, I would like to hand over to that astute administrator, the registrar of this great institution, Malam Surajuddin Oyebode. A round of applause for him.
The Kwara State University law empowers the university to award degrees, diplomas, certificates, and other distinctions, as well as to award medals, prizes, and other titles. It also provides that the Chancellor shall preside at all meetings of congregation held for the purpose of conferring these degrees and awards. I humbly invite the Chancellor to perform his official assignment by constituting this assembly as a congregation held for the purpose of awarding degrees and for presenting special prizes. Mr. Chancellor, sir.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. The visitor of the Kwara State University, represented here by the head of service, the founding, where is it? I know. This is what I will do. Okay. The acting chairman of the governing council of Kwara State University, distinguished ladies and gentlemen and graduates. It is my honor to hereby constitute this assembly as a congregation of the Kwara State University for the purpose of awarding degrees and for presenting special prizes.
Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon the Vice Chancellor. I'm sorry, I will take that again. Chancellor, sir, this assembly being duly constituted as a congregation of Kwara State University for the purpose of awarding degrees and for presenting special prizes, I now respectively call upon you to deliver your convocation address, Chancellor, sir.
The congregation having been duly convoked, may I again recognize the visitor of our university, the governor of Kwara State, ably represented by the head of service, the former governor of Kwara State and the founding visitor, and the president of the Senate, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellencies, ambassadors of nations here present, Honorable Minister of Education, members of the Executive Council of Kwara State, honorable members of the Kwara State House of Assembly, Pro-Chancellor, and acting chairman of the Council, Kwara State University, Pro-Chancellors of other universities, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Ilorin Mai Martaba, other Royal Highnesses here present, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, members of Council, Kwara State University, Malete, the Vice Chancellor, Kwara State University, Malete, visiting Vice Chancellors, Presidents, Rectors, and Executive Officers of other universities, other Principal Officers of the University, Provosts of Colleges of the University, members of the Senate, Chairman and Chairperson of local government areas of Kwara State, members of the university community, my friends and associates from Nigeria and abroad, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, and above all, the graduates who are about to be graduated. Please give them a round of applause. I'm delighted to stand before you to preside over the 6th convocation ceremony of the Kwara State University, Kwasu, and address you as well at this auspicious occasion. So on behalf of the entire university community, I heartily welcome our visitor as ably represented and all other distinguished leaders of this state. We thank Almighty Allah for keeping us alive and to witness yet another occasion that is of joy to this community. May I also seize this opportunity to warmly welcome His Royal Highness, Mai Martaba, the Emir of Ilorin, and other Royal Highnesses and members of the Kwara State Traditional Council here present. The university really appreciates all the support that the traditional rulers have given Kwara State University since its inception. Please continue that support. I would also like to welcome our good friends from all walks of life, from within and outside Nigeria, who are today in our midst. Vice Chancellors of other sister universities, President, Provost, to celebrate with us. I welcome and thank you all for honoring our invitation. May I also acknowledge the presence of our graduates to this ceremony. They are the real heroes of this gathering. I welcome also their parents and guests as well. I recognize all members of staff and other students. Finally, may I seize this opportunity to pay tribute to our former Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, the late Alhaji Saidu Isa Wali Lafiagi, who passed on in the early hours of Thursday, 19th October 2017. I pray Almighty Subhanahu wa Ta'ala to forgive him his misdeeds and grant him a Jannah Firdaus. Please, can you rise for a minute of silence in honor of our late Pro-Chancellor? Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the convocation of any institution is the high point of its annual academic calendar and activities. It also provides us an opportunity to highlight some accomplishment of the university over time. It is thus incumbent on me to say a few words in this respect. In its determination to continue to excel, it is heartwarming to note that our university has not only satisfied some of the indices of world-class university through teaching, research, and community service, but has also gone far to also establish collaboration with renowned world-class institutions like Harvard University, Georgia Institute of Technology, Korean Institute of Advanced Technology, Illinois State University, to mention but a few. Through such collaboration, the university has continued, despite all odds, and I mean despite all odds, to improve its teaching, learning, and research facilities in order to lay claim to, as aptly put, first among equals in different fields of our academics, culminating into turning out superior graduates. New programs at both undergraduate and graduate levels are being introduced, and these have been continued to attract students locally and internationally to Kwasu to pursue various fields of academic endeavors. Kwasu has from the onset realized and accepted that research is a critical factor in the development process of a nation, which mirrors the stature of a university, in addition to being an identifier of the hallmark of any university worthy to be called one. Research, therefore, has always taken a pride of place in the university, which has continued to commit so much resources into it. And the reward is that what you see is what you see around the campus today. The fledgling university has also recognized from the beginning that in achieving the dictates of its vision, it must pay unwavering attention to infrastructural development, infrastructural technology, and academic excellence, which it has not relented. The successes of the efforts in this direction, among others, are exemplified by exemplary achievement of accreditation of almost all the programs in the university, full and interim, by the National Universities Commission, including the Aeronautical and Astronautical Engineering Program, which is run by only Kwasu in Nigeria. Another round of applause to us. The determination and collaboration further underscores the position of the university that is not prepared to crawl or walk or to run, but to take to wings and to fly with the Titans. The university has therefore continued to live up to its mantra of the Vice Chancellor that failure cannot be an option in Kwasu. It will be remiss of me if I fail to acknowledge the efforts of the governing council under the acting chairmanship of Alhaji Kola Yusuf, I must commend the council that has remained focused in providing or guiding the provision of quality leadership through forthrightness and prudence in managing the scarce resources available to the university. I also wish to recognize from the bottom of my heart the Vice Chancellor, Professor Abdurrashid Naala. Is a true academic, an eminent academic, loyal, selfless, and down-to-earth, true and thoroughbred son of Kwara. And I say this from the perspective of someone who has been to many universities all over the world. There are very few universities that can keep the program of the university going despite the very, very serious odds, particularly paucity of funds. I also want to thank the principal officers and the management of the university, the teaching and non-teaching members of staff and students for their collective efforts at moving the university forward, in addition to ensuring that peace and harmony prevail in the campus. I must at this juncture appeal to those who are financially blessed to invest in university education. Education is far too important to be left to disbursement from the government alone, because subvention from the government is inadequate and can only exacerbate the already dismal state of the sector. The university should not be left alone to struggle with the onerous task of generating revenue internally. The organized private sector must also rise together to give a helping hand to university education. In conclusion, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to seize this opportunity to heartily congratulate our new graduates, or about to graduate, for having the courage, the perseverance, the resoluteness, and resilience to complete their degree program. This accomplishment, which is the fruit of years of toil, is a significant achievement which would not have been possible without the support and encouragement of their parents, guardians, families, sponsors, and beneficiaries, all of whom have contributed generously to their success. It is my fervent hope that you will prove to be worthy ambassadors of your alma mater, wherever you find yourself. You must always demonstrate that you have passed through Kwasu and that Kwasu has passed through you, and both have added value to the community, to Kwara State, to Nigeria, and the world as a whole. Today, remember that your certificate is issued to you based on your career, or your character and learning. Therefore, go into the world and distinguish yourself. And in this regard, as the 2019 elections draws near, never allow yourself to be used by anybody, either as thugs or for the manipulation of the electoral process. On the contrary, get interested in who governs you and how our leaders are selected. The government, on their part, must empower the Independent Electoral Commission to conduct free and fair elections in 2019 and beyond. We must give our support while insisting on a permanent end to acts of impunity, and we must have zero tolerance for thuggery and the manipulation of elections. Election 2019 Nigeria must be a game changer, inshallah, because with a free and fair election and democracy, there will be no development. Without development, there will not be peace. And what we need in Nigeria is peace, development, and the promotion of the welfare of our people. Finally, I thank you all most sincerely for sparing the time from your crowded schedule to grace this auspicious event, and I pray for your safe trip back to your respective destination. Therefore, on this note, I not only declare the convocation open again, but also thank you all for listening.
I didn't hear any applause for the Chancellor. Could you please do that again? Thank you. Thank you. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to call upon the acting chairman, Governing Council, Alhaji Kola Yusuf, to deliver his convocation address to the congregation. Chairman, sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State and visitor of Kwara State University, Alhaji Dr. Abdul Fattah Ahmed. Your Excellency, ably represented by the Head of Service of Kwara State. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kwara State, Elder Peter Kisra. Your Excellency, the former Governor of Kwara State and founding visitor of Kwara State University and the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Bukola Saraki. Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Minister of Finance, the Executive Secretary, National University Commission, Chancellor, Kwara State University, Professor Ibrahim Agbola Gamari, CFR, members of Council of Kwara State University, the Vice Chancellor, Kwara State University, members of the Executive Council of Kwara State, honorable members of the Kwara House of Assembly, members of Council of Kwara State University, Vice Chancellor, Kwara State University, again, Executive Secretary, Tertiary Education Fund, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors of Nations, His Royal Highness, the Emir of Ilorin, Dr. Ibrahim Sulugambari. Pro-chancellors of other universities are present. My Lord, spiritual and temporal, visiting vice chancellors, presidents, rectors, chief executive officers of other universities, other principal officers of the university, provosts of all colleges of our university, members of the Senate, chairman and chairperson of all local government of Kwara State, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is my singular honor and privilege to warmly welcome you all to this historic and memorable occasion of the 6th Convocation ceremony of the Kwara State University. I'm indeed delighted to share with you another convocation ceremony at the university turns out its 6th graduates today. May I seize this opportunity to welcome the visitor and the Executive Governor of Kwara State, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Abdul Fattah Ahmed, ably represented by the Head of Service. I also welcome our leader, our former Governor of Kwara State, founding visitor of Kwara State University, and the President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Dr. Bukola Saraki. We are particularly grateful to His Royal Highness, the Emir of Ilorin, Dr. Ibrahim Sulugambari, and other eminent traditional rulers here present to have found our invitation worthy of honoring. I equally welcome all the friends of the university who have come that will be conferred on them